I have hardly any money. How should I start a business? This is exactly how I would start a business if I hardly had any money and I had to start over. For context, I've built 9 different businesses in my career. And at the age of 24, I started my first business. Just 4 years later, after expanding and growing, I started what would become my first $10+ million business. It's fair to say that after a decade of building 9 businesses from scratch, I know how to start a business with very little money. And if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, this is exactly how I would do it. The first thing that I want you to notice is that I didn't name this video how to start a business with zero money. While that's not entirely impossible, I'm not going to be that guy on YouTube that says start a business with zero money. Mostly every business, you need some type of money in order to get started. Whether it's paying for gas in your car to get to point A to point B, or just buy a couple things at Walmart in order to get started. So, while we're not starting a business with zero money, we are going to start a business with very little money, and anyone can do it. The first step to starting a business is identifying a problem. Where most people go wrong here is they see something as a problem that's huge, and they need to invent something and spend billions of dollars on research and development in order to get it there. That's not what we're talking about. Let me take the example of my first business. When I started my gym, I knew I was going to be successful because I found the problem of the previous gym owner. And the problem the previous gym owner had was customer service, cleanliness, and knowing how to run a business. Crunching numbers, things like that. Simple problems. I'd gone to this gym for years, and I knew that customers weren't happy with the way that he was running things. I knew that they weren't happy with the way that he treated them. And when I had the opportunity to buy this business, I knew that I could turn it around and be profitable by just simply solving the problem of being kind to other people, of acknowledging them when they come in the door, and making sure that the place was clean, and that the sign-ups, the paperwork, the money, everything was smooth. Think about problems like that. If you have a problem in the world, and there's millions and millions of problems in the world, think about how you can solve it better than the next person. I know what you're thinking. I understand how you solved that problem, but there's no way that I can start a gym. I have very little money, remember? Yes, I do remember. And if you can use this example, you go into your local gym or whatever business you're trying to start, and you see the issue. Instead of starting a whole new establishment, opening up a gym, leasing, buying equipment, everything like that, think smaller to start your business. Maybe at this gym they have bad customer service. Maybe they have bad classes. Or maybe they just don't have a coaching program or anything like that. How much money would it take for you to post online that you're offering classes at a local park? They cost $10 to $15 in order to join your class. You go to the park and you work on body weight squat, you work on push-ups, you work on sit-ups, and you put together a workout that the other gym that they're going to can't do because either they don't have it, they don't want to have it, or the classes that they do have aren't effective. But because you're smarter and you're better, you can put together a class at a local park, which is free for you, but then they pay you, and voila, you've started a business for very little money. I kind of already given you the next step, but the next step is to brainstorm solutions. When you're going through these problems, the first solution that comes to your mind could be the correct one and the one that you're going to stick with, but give it some time. Talk to friends and family and people that email. Be like, hey, I see a problem at this spot, and I'm thinking of presenting this solution to start my own business. What do you think? They're going to be like, that doesn't make very much sense. Or they'll be like, yeah, I totally see that. That would be awesome. Now, just a word of caution here, there are going to be haters, right? And when they first hear that you have a solution and you're going to try to start your own business, immediately they might be a hater, and they immediately may be like, any idea that you present, it might suck, right? So just be aware of that. Make sure you pick people who truly love you, truly support you, and are there to watch you win. So that's the second part. First, we got to identify the problem. Second, we're going to brainstorm solutions, right? Multiple solutions. And then the third is we're going to develop a business plan. Hear me out on this before you click out of here and be like, I am not developing a business plan. It's super boring. I don't even know what to do. Here's what I suggest to do. In order to develop a business plan, go on ChatGPT and say, hey, these are the problems that I've identified. These are the solutions that I want to solve. I don't have very much money in order to start this business, but can you generate me a business plan to help me start this business to solve these problems with very little money? In a matter of minutes, it'll print you out a business plan in a fillable format. Here, you can write down everything. Now, don't use ChatGPT to have you do everything for you. I don't want it to give you the answers. I want you to be able to have the fillable document so that you can fill it in. It's proven by Harvard that if you write stuff down, you remember it better and it sticks in your brain better. So please make sure you write it down and use the fillable copy. Once you create this business plan, you're going to start to see gaps in your idea. You'll be like, that's a little off, I got to get back to the drawing board a little bit. But that's good. You found the pitfalls in your business idea before you spent thousands of dollars trying to get this up and running, right? That's the beauty of a business plan. On to the final step. Time to test your idea. Before you go all crazy and start making logos, start developing a website, start doing all this stuff that I call fluff, test your idea. Reach out to all those friends and family members that I told you about. Reach out to people that you know online from your social media. Reach out to friends, people you know. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'm creating a better group and I want to get a bunch of people together to do X, Y, and Z. Are you interested? No, I don't want to do that at all. Or they're going to say, dude, that sounds amazing. Let's do it. And so they're super excited. They're ready to come. You put together whatever it is. Maybe it's a tasting of your food because you want to start a food truck. Maybe it's the online class. Maybe it's a mentorship. Maybe it's tutoring. Maybe it's after park fitness training. Whatever it is, you have people in your back pocket that want to help you. They show up, they give you feedback, and you just tested your idea before spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Remember, you can start a business with very little money. If you want ideas and you can't quite think of very many businesses that you can start with very little money, head on over to myelevatedmindset.com to where you can download a free 7-step checklist to help you start your first business. But if you need help thinking of some ideas or understanding this concept a little bit better, hit the coaching tab in the top right corner, and that way you can fill out a Google sheet and I can email you, we can hop on a video call, and I'll be happy to help. Hope to see you there.